From fabulous Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, home of the stars, the magic factory where dreams come true, culture capital of the world, jewel of the Pacific, it's the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get it on. Mandate, get it on. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for telling a friend. Thank you so much for sharing this program with a loved one or a coworker. And thank you, Allison Rosen.
Hello, Adam Carolla.
Good day.
Hello.
Bull Brian.
I am so terrific, I can rape you.
Dennis Prager. Gabriel Iglesias is coming in here. David Wild is in here as we speak.
He's fluffy. I am a fluffer.
Yes.
Fine distinction.
He is fluffy, man. That guy.
He's funny.
He is, and the people have spoken because I remember like the last time he was here, plays the Gibson Amphitheater.
Wow.
Yeah, 6,300 souls in that place.
Of course, they tore it down immediately after.
Yeah, you're welcome, Gabriel.
Yeah, that was us. Couple things I'd like to get into. First, somebody, the Joe Coy, what we do with Joe Coy is what the Indians do with the buffalo. We eat every part.
We use all of Joe Coy?
We use all of Joe Coy, and somebody made a little YouTube video, and it was when he was doing brown sugar versus white sugar. Very powerful metaphor and what went on in the pantry. And I thought it was sort of funny at the time, but when somebody did it with the sack of white sugar and then the sack of brown sugar and then how they cut back and forth when each one were talking, and I thought, who the fuck has this much time and this much energy?
Your listeners.
And I'm coming from a place where I really, if I had won the Heisman Trophy in 1986 and left it behind in my dad's house and came back to claim it today, he'd go, Heisman. You know, we moved once since then. Did you talk to your stepmom? I don't.
We have your Biletnikoff Award. You want that?
We got the Lombard. No, not Lombardi. Outland Trophy. Yeah, and now. I had it in the back holding down the cover on the barbecue. That's the last time I saw it. But it's been a while. Like, that's who my parents are. So the idea that some strangers would put this kind of effort into this. But I just saw it once. It made me laugh. It's fine. The audio side of it's fine, too. But go to YouTube and check it out. I don't know what you do. You go to YouTube and punch my name in or punch in brown sugar or something like that.
It'll be on the episode page of this show.
Okay. Here we go. Let's take a little look-see. Allison. I feel like the white sugar would be, talking shit to the powdered sugar.
Oh, yeah.
The white sugar would be like, listen here. We're really the body of the dessert. We're in there. You get to come along on the top and just kind of sit there, but we're the nuts and the bolts.
Where do I go?
Brown sugar?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
Nice outfit.
Hey, man. Give me that handshake we do.
Hey, there you go, bro. And then up top.
Yeah.
Now make the thumb.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now you pull it.
I'm down with that.
Now smoke it.
Where it's at.
Where it's at.
Where?
Where it's at.
Where it's at. Far up.
Far out, man.
Far out.
There you
far
go.
in. Okay.
Far out, man.
Hey, my brother.
What's up? What's up, white sugar?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you Sugar.
How about those
Drop
Kardashians?
the arm,
That's a lot of ass on those ladies there. Boy, I'd like to tear up some of that ass
sugar
right there. Huh?
Yeah, that's brown sugar right there.
So,
yeah.
sorry.
Where do I go, man?
Well,
I'm here to party, motherfucker.
Yeah, listen.
You got some oatmeal? I like to sweeten that shit up.
Hey, listen, brown sugar.
Yeah.
The pantry's a pretty nice area.
It is.
And we like to keep it that way.
And I'd like to compliment this
motherfucker. So if we go ahead and just put you under the sink.
Okay, well, that's where the dishwashing's so
Yeah, I
goes.
feel like you'd be more at home there.
Nah. I want to be next to all the other cool motherfuckers. Oregano.
You're trying to gentrify the cabinets?
Ginger.
Yeah, the white rice is, just not ready for this kind of change.
You mix me in the white rice with a little butter.
Well, you know what?
Oh, shit.
The white rice is at a
Good
a
morning,
meeting.
Motherfucker.
The white rice is at a meeting right now.
You know what?
But
Them motherfuckers always in meetings. What they meeting about,
know what?
man? You white rice.
You know I love you, brown sugar.
I love you too, motherfucker.
The white rice
Listen.
had...
Tell me. Preach.
Had a stereo stolen by some brown sugar a long time ago. Not you.
Yeah, what kind?
Not you.
What kind?
Not
Sony?
you.
Was it a Sony?
I don't remember. We didn't get into it. Craco, I think. But the point is
Craco,
this.
yeah,
the point
yeah,
is
yeah,
this.
that's a good
I just
stereo.
feel like you'd be
I got
more.
one of them in my car.
I feel like you'd be more comfortable.
Yeah.
Underneath the sink. With the cleanser.
Next to the garbage can.
We got some.
What are you trying to say?
It got close to me. Just it's set in their ways. You know, and,
I never
and
liked them motherfuckers anyway.
Well, they're just from a different time. You know what I'm saying? It's just this sort of when the brown sugar was with the brown sugar and the white sugar was with the white sugar and the powdered sugar and the white. You know, they didn't commingle
Listen,
so
white
much.
Sugar. Listen,
and, yeah,
can I say something?
Yeah.
You like oatmeal?
Yeah, I love oatmeal.
It's delicious, right?
It's fucking fantastic.
You put a little milk in that motherfucker.
Yeah, the milk doesn't
Sprinkle some brown sugar.
Yeah, no, we listen.
Oh, shit! Good morning.
When we need you.
Good morning, motherfucker.
We'll come down to your neighborhood under the sink.
I will clean your colon out.
We'll come down and get you there.
No, I'm not going. You're going to put me next to the garbage can, motherfucker?
All right.
I am brown sugar.
All right. I didn't want to
C and H.
But the brawny guy.
C to the H.
The brawny guy just says he will not live in a pantry.
Fuck him and his Magnum P.I. mustache.
Okay, well, that's what he's talking about.
Listen.
It's this attitude right now.
Listen.
If you
listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
You ever have a Pop-Tart?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite, blueberry or brown sugar? Be honest.
Well, I like the brown sugar, but that's me.
That's everyone's favorite. Fuck blueberry.
Okay. Go under.
Nobody eats blueberry unless it's the last motherfucking Pop-Tart in the pantry.
Could you just go into
but
the
guess
sink?
What's gone first?
I feel like you'd be so
brown
much more comfortable.
Sugar.
You'd be so much more comfortable under the sink.
No, I won't. You're
know,
not going to put me next to Febreze and Cascade, motherfucker.
First off,
I am a condiment.
I thought Febreze
I
was
wanna
your
be
aunt.
next to
I didn't know that
ketchup.
was an actual thing.
What?
I thought it was an aunt Febreze. That's a product?
That's a... Don't make me look stupid, motherfucker.
Okay, listen. I'll tell you what.
Listen.
I'm going to talk to the white rice.
Listen.
And the powdered sugar. And I'm going to
What's
speak
powdered
to
sugar got to do? When was the last time anyone's used powdered sugar?
Likes him.
Oh,
no one
shit.
likes him. Just understand, we got
fucking up black shirts.
We got a little gated community here.
Listen, you ever eat malto meal?
I'll tell you what.
You ever eat
I have.
malto meal?
I'll tell you what. You know what I think would be nice? I don't think it's going to work nicely. It would be a nice compromise. I don't think you could move into the pantry right now. I just don't feel like we're ready for that. But we do need security.
Listen, you call security.
If we could be like a clipboard and a turtleneck. If you could just kind of stop other people that look like you from getting into the pantry.
Listen.
I don't mean that in the spirit.
You ever eat baked beans?
I love baked beans.
You ever sprinkle brown sugar on that motherfucker?
I cook it right in.
Delicious.
I love you.
Tell me that's not delicious.
I love you.
Tell me that's not delicious.
It's delicious. I just feel like we should have this conversation under the sink.
Woo!
All right.
I want to eat meat.
There was at least 1,700 shots. I like when it went back and forth real fast.
Yeah.
That had more emotional power than any Wayans movie to date.
Except for Little Man.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Maybe.
powerful. Yes,
It was-
there's a lot of
Wayans
social.
movie, not Wayans film.
That's true. A lot of
It was
social
funny.
commentary
It was funny,
going
but
on
it also
there.
had a certain nutri-sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Thank
powerful.
you.
Powerful
Thank
stuff.
you. Yeah. So you can check that out. I thought I should find out who sent that and give him some props. We'll figure it out. You can go online, but just the idea that people take that kind of time and then it just sort of lives forever. Mm-hmm. And one day, 20 years from now, my kids can get 30 seconds into it and then wander off. But either way,
that's always my
30 more
time.
seconds of daddy than they would have had before. All right, John Bullock is the guy, the mastermind, to put that together. All right, let me ask you guys a psychological question. We have some nerd walking going on. Chris Max Pata went out to the Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, what the hell?
He just went out.
Yeah, he just went out and did a little nerd walking, so we're going to do that in a second. I'm trying to get... I'm very interested in what makes people tick and not tick and sort of tick, like a lot of people I grew up with. And it's so easy whenever we talk about, study hard, focus, get an education, but not everyone goes that route. And then I just start thinking about, why are some people colossal fuck-ups and other people aren't, and how do they manage to take it to their grave? And I'll give you an example. And then I started thinking, this is how I used to be, and you guys tell me if it's how you used to be. My buddy Ray, who's now 50 years of age, said to me, he has some sort of shop, dilapidated something that's filled with a bunch of old furniture, and he said, I want to come down and store my furniture in your shop. And this is what happens when you stay in the same neighborhood you grew up with a lot of flunkies. You get a warehouse, they get a lot of their shit stored in your warehouse.
Is this recent or a while ago?
This is a couple days ago. And so what you try to do is you try to be accommodating, but also you know them. And you know at some point it's going to be there for 3 weeks, it's going to be 3 years, then there's going to be an argument, and then you're going to threaten to put all their shit out on the curb if they don't get it down. And it's going to end up with a 3 years worth of free rent, but them telling you to fuck yourself and die as they're pulling away in the U-Haul.
Yeah, you're going to be the asshole while you feel like you've been taken advantage of.
At least they've used half your warehouse for 3 years and it'll be rent-free, but they'll be yelling die as they're driving away in the U-Haul.
Is he currently paying money for storage space or something?
No, it's just this stuff sitting in this property he's trying to renovate and blah, blah, blah. So I come up with what I think is a fantabulous idea because I know his shit's just going to get in the way of my shit, and I'm trying to do stuff in there, and I'm going to be walking around, and it's going to be in there longer than it needs to be. So I said, listen, I have a 36-foot race trailer, an enclosed, watertight, brand new race trailer. It holds 2 racing cars and all the equipment. I don't need it for several months, and I'm not going to any races in that trailer in quite some time. Hook it up to the back of my truck, have my guy Rob, since Ray I don't think can handle it, it's a pretty big trailer, drive it up to the space. You guys load it up. Then you come back and drop it off in the parking lot, lock it up, walk away. It sits in the trailer the whole time. You don't have to ferry it from the trailer into another trailer.
Seems like a perfect solution.
And you're not charging
really
him rent
generous.
for that, right?
No rent, and perfectly good. I have a race car that's in there. I'll get it out. Then we'll hook it up and we'll bring it up. You'll fill it up once, lock it up, walk away. It'll sit there.
Problem solved.
Problem solved, watertight, ready to go. And when you're ready to move, and you don't have to fill up the back of your truck, make 9 trips, unload your truck, and then have me trip over your shit.
The trailer is watertight and the offer is airtight.
Thank you.
Until
I walk into the shop today and Rob's shaking his head and he says, I said, what are you doing here? And he says, I can't take Ray. I was just arguing with him. I had to get out of there. I said, why? He said, Ray's got his truck backed up and he's unloading all his stuff into not just sort of the warehouse, but the race shop. We're like literally like putting it in the one place. The warehouse just has a bunch of furniture and junk and crap in it, but there is sort of the race shop part of it where there's a lot of business going on, work on cars, tools, things like that. He puts it right in the middle of that stuff. I mean, you couldn't miss it. You trip over it. Even when we were discussing...
It's like you took a dump in your office.
Yes. Even when we were discussing where to put it before I came up with the trailer idea... The race shop part was always off limits. It's always, we'll put it over here in the corner of this shop where I'm not working. But no, that's where it went.
But Allison, a dump would biodegrade, whereas this material will
A dump I could have thrown at him. Chest of drawers, throw my back out. So I just said to Rob, like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I guess he didn't want to pay me to drive the truck. I'm like, it would have been the best $100 he ever spent in his life. Just pay you for 5 hours, go load it up, back it up, and that's it.
Oh, so I missed part of it. On his own, he went and took his stuff and moved it in to your warehouse.
Yes. And then I just called Ray and I said, why? We had, first off, and this is going to be the name of my 4th book. This is to everyone in my life. When I'm explaining to you what the plan is going to be, stop me right there and go, there's no fucking way that's going to happen. It's kind of wordy. That's true. But I feel like I lay out my plan to people and go,
not as good as shrinkage.
And then they just go do their own.
It does sound like that is exactly what happened this time.
Here's what I've figured out in life. If you say to somebody, and I don't know why everyone is wired this way, but it's a fucked up way to be wired, where someone will go, I'm going down to San Francisco, I'm going to take the coast. And then I go, take the Grapevine, it'll take 90 minutes off the drive. And they go, huh? And I go, yeah, Grapevine, cut right through, stay on the 5, you shave 90 minutes right off the commute. And I go, okay. And then if you talk to them the next day, they'll go, yeah, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm riding along the coast. And you go, why did you do that? Why didn't you do it? And they'll go, number one answer, I don't know. but they're going to do it, and they never stop. And so I just called Ray.
Right, like people telegraph their intentions at the beginning, actually.
I just called Ray, and I said, what are you doing? And he said, I don't know, the stuff would be moving around in the trailer. I said, just pack it in the trailer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then this part. You want me to come down? I'll move it. I'll come down and move it. It's no problem. I'll move. I'll get it out of there. And I said, or you could just do it the fucking way we talked. That's how we discussed it. That's how we left it. Those were my intentions. That was my decree. It made perfect. I didn't do it because I'm selfish. I did it because this is the most effective way to do this. This is sort of a transaction here, and this is the easiest, cleanest, fastest way to do this. And without any discussion about it, it was like, nah. So now I got a bunch of shit sitting in the Ray shop that Ray's going to have to move like into the trailer. And I just thought as I was driving in, why? And then I realized there's just certain... First off, there's entire nations that operate this way. But why? Who is that? Like what's... And then I realized...
And who enables it? Adam Carolla.
Thank you. This is an adolescent thought. And then I started thinking, remember when you were like 13 and you'd have ideas and they were bad?
It's balding.
Like
bar mitzvah?
You would think, I don't have tickets to this game, but I'm going anyway. And then it's some moment when you realize it was in the 7th inning and you're still walking around the front of the stadium without a ticket, you'd be riding your bike home going, what did I think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Like I remember as a young person, there was lots of those moments where you go, how did I think this was going to go down? It's sort of the equivalent of like the book report is due Monday morning. It's Sunday night, and you go, fuck it, let's do a bong load. How did you think this was going to finish?
I remember very clearly consciously deciding I have to think about consequences because I'm tired of being surprised by things I shouldn't be surprised by. Like very young.
Right.
What that means is that there were so many years of my life where it was just one thing after another without thinking it through.
Right. So you guys all sort of remember that adolescent, teenage, geez, how did I think this was going to go down?
My 14-year-old version of that was... I haven't touched a bat or a mitt or a ball in a year, possibly more. I'm going to go to the freshman baseball team, see how that goes. I lasted 5 days on the practice.
Right. I've had that thought a cajillion times. Like, I've had it mechanically, I've had it emotionally, I've had it scholastically. Like, I've had that. How did I think this was going to happen? Like, did I think I was just going to look at the Scantron sheet and magically know all the answers about the French Revolution when I didn't even open the book? But there's a 15-year-old part of you that goes, oh, I think I got this.
Yeah. Right. Like, I was supposed to memorize a speech. I didn't really have time to memorize it. I'm going to read it once and just hope it sticks in there.
Right. So then the people that then take this into their adult life
are your friends.
Yes.
Because they're still 13.
Right. And the people you see on Cops who are like, I'm going to take a swing at that cop's horse. I bet I can take that shit down. Like, how is this going to work out? How is this going to work out? You know what I'm saying? Half these 8 cops, 7 of them have pepper spray and the other has a pistol, and you're walking at them in your underpants. Like, how is this going to end? And why won't you listen to them? And what is going on in your head? And then you realize, I don't think, like, people go, well, that guy's dumb. I don't think it's that. It's because it's essentially, it's like kids are dumb. Everyone's dumb. When you're born, you don't know anything. We're all selfish and we're all dumb and we all have a horrible plan. And then hopefully it gets beat out of us at some point. Not physically, but life sort of beats it out of you. And then you realize, oh, I should listen to the guy who owns the warehouse as the guy who wants to keep a shit at the guy's warehouse.
I feel like I'm coming down very hard on Ray. But he compared me to a dude that he thought looked like me. So here's my question.
No, this is all the Rays in the world.
Yeah.
Like, how did you think this was... First off, why not listen to the guy with the plan, number one? But number two, how was this going to end?
Well, in what way are there big negative consequences for Ray because of this, though?
This is a very good point. There are never insurmountable negative consequences. There's, suspensions, back in the day where it's like go home and stay home for 3. By the way, that's like a cop being sent home with pay for a month. You know, suspending Ray or me or Chris back in the days, go home for 2 days and fuck around, watch Your Price is Right, and then come back again. Like, no, that's not a punishment. Also, getting shit canned from low-paying, crappy jobs where your boss is a dick is not really much of a punishment either. And moving your shit from the race shop into the trailer is not really much of a punishment either. So, yes, consequences. But ultimately, the consequences add up because you stand back and you look at your life and there's just not that much there. So the consequence is a long, slow burn. It's not the immediate consequence, which is probably the problem.
Well, yeah, the immediate. I mean, if you're like, fuck it, you're out of here, that would be a consequence. I'm not saying you should do that, obviously, but I'm saying that would be something that he would feel immediately.
Right.
Brian is saying you should do that, though.
Right. All right. I'm just saying it's interesting how people take information and they either reject it or they absorb it or they somehow twist it around and make it decide to do it their way anyway. But I've found the number one answer for all the 122 times a year I say to someone, we spoke about this specifically. Why did you do it another way, in a way that went against the way I specifically laid it out? The number one answer is always, I don't know, which is a weird
How
thing.
unsatisfying.
Yes.
That's because there's no good answer. That's I don't know is a kid answer when there's no good answer.
Right. All right, we got some nerd walking. We got some phone calls. Should we do some nerd walking? Yeah. Let's do some nerd walking.
Nerd walking.
Nerds! We're asking nerds if they know what guys who want dorks should know. They are all virgins. It's time for nerd walking, 'cause you are nerds.
Chris, when after you swallow, pull up to the mic there for a second.
Yes.
You went out where?
I went to GameStop in Burbank for the midnight release of the new Call of Duty video game. Mm-hmm. Those lines get pretty nerdy.
Right. And and you talk to people, you ask them questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to guess and wager on whether they got them right or not.
Good luck.
All right, here we go.
Name one player from the 2013 World Series champion Red Sox.
Ooh. Jeez. I probably don't have a ton of these. I mean, I know there's David Ortiz, you guys like that.
The most obvious answer. We're looking at a guy with plaid shorts and high socks.
Yeah. High by today's standards, not by the old sanitary sock
he's
standard.
not playing with Dr. J.
He's not known as Big Poppy, but Big Douchey.
Right. So what shall we say? Now, they just ended. What do you guys think?
I think yes.
Say yes?
I say no.
Yeah, I say no. Baseball isn't quite as popular.
I'm going to say no, too.
Name one player from the 2013 World Series champion Red Sox.
Al Robertson.
Such confidence, though.
Quick answer on that.
Is that even a real player?
I don't know.
I'm 99% sure that's not a real player.
It's not. That's like a cousin of someone on Duck Dynasty, I believe. Close.
All right, let me see. I got to write stuff down here. Let's see. David, that's a 0 for yous. The rest of us are 1 and 1. Here we go.
What kind of products does DeWalt make?
Do you guys know?
I actually know, but it's only from being around here.
Right. Brian, what do you think?
Nerds are handy. Nerds are crafty. Nerds like to build shit.
We're looking at the guy. The guy's got
Halloween
kind of a
costumes.
gothy kind of look. Yeah, I think he knows, but you never discount the joke answer. You see what I'm saying?
The goth joke answer.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say no's. David?
No.
That means you don't know what DeWalt is?
I don't know what it is. Is that something like something you build
Power
with?
tools.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You know, like Snap-on or Craftsman. Come on, David.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've actually known that. I knew that before the show.
To do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't know.
Doesn't know.
I say yes, he does know.
All right. Brian and I say yes. Those twos say no's.
What kind of products does DeWalt make?
Tools.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Brian and Ace Man, 2 for 2.
Probably built a Comic-Con costume or something.
Yeah, at some point. All right. 0-4. David Wild. Here we go.
Who are the Bash Brothers?
Oh, same guy.
Same nerd.
He knew DeWalt.
Are they related at all?
No.
It would have been around when he was growing up. I'm looking at his.
Trying to see if he's from San Francisco area, Oakland area.
No, if baseball today isn't that popular, baseball in 1988 wasn't that.
All right, I say no.
I say no, but I just hope he's not a nerd savant.
All right. David Wild, you say no?
I said no, absolutely.
Say no, Brian?
No way.
All no's.
Who are the Bash Brothers? Wrestlers.
Okay. That was Canseco and what's his name?
McGuire.
Mark McGuire. All right, so wait a minute. Well, Brian, me and you running the table, baby. But Allison just won down. And on the board now, David Wild. Here we go. Into the championship rounds. Here we go.
If you are in a F-350 dually, what are you in?
Well,
I think he knows.
do you think he knows?
No.
I think maybe he knows. I'm going to say yes.
David, it's very telling when you say no.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what an F-350 dually is?
I'm not a man. I don't know.
Now, but you've seen enough.
I met a man once.
You have a TV,
I come
right?
here. I'm man adjacent whenever I'm here.
F-350 dually would have been the truck Ray would have used to haul the trailer that he would have had his
Again,
furniture in.
Do you have any Jewish questions you could ask?
We'll get to it.
Dreidel related
vehicle or just truck?
I think we're going to have truck on this. So, David, you say
no.
No.
I say yes.
I say yes.
This is the nerd who knew what the tools were, so I say yes.
If you are in a F-350 dually, what are you in? Motorcycle.
Oh,
Caught up to Allison.
God damn it.
Come on.
Shit. Fucking nerds. All right, so let's see. Allison's 2. We have 3. David's 2. We're getting tight here. How many more do we have here, Max Pat? One more?
One.
All right. Here we go.
Who played B.A. Baracus in the movie remake of The A-Team?
Yeah, that was
I don't
Quentin
even know.
Rampage Jackson.
A frequent guest of this fine.
Let's see. I will be a man and go first, even though I'm tied top of the leaderboard. I say shit. What will we accept?
You say shit.
Well, because we might get Rampage, but will we accept just Rampage?
Yes, we would accept just Rampage. Because that means he knows who it is.
I know, but didn't know his name's Quentin Jackson.
Oh, no one knows it's Quentin Jackson. I think Rampage Jackson is how he's known.
But just Rampage. What if we just got Rampage?
I think we should accept
Well,
that.
What about Ramp? Or
On
Age?
Jeopardy, they would not accept that.
That's what I was going to say. All right, I just want to get the ground rules, or in this case, the Brown rules. I'm going to say just Rampage.
Yeah.
Was it a big? Was it a big movie?
It was a huge bomb.
It was promoted. He was out there a lot. I don't know if it was a huge bomb, but it was not. Did not live up to the hype. But it was hyped. It did not slide under the radar.
No, billboards galore.
Yeah.
What's throwing me off for some reason? These are big nerds.
Yeah, these
so they're
are
like
husky
beefy nerds, and I feel like that should give them more knowledge or something, like as if their knowledge is stored in their fat. But that's not how it works.
When did nerds? I know. And when did nerds top the 250 mark? Like I thought nerds
you couldn't
were the.
find any spindly nerds.
His gamer name is Fluffy Mammoth.
Stop
it.
I'm serious. That's what it was.
Wait, you said gamer, right?
I'm going to say yes.
Pencil neck geek. Remember the pencil neck geek? You remember the guys? Oh, he's 120 pounds, sopping wet. You know, now it's all right.
Who's
All
your
right, you
loose
say
leaf loser?
you say yes.
Your timely Fred Blassie
All right,
references.
thank you. I'm going to say no then.
No.
There's no strategic answer here because. So I'm going to just say no.
I'll say so. Brian says yes. I say no. This is for the win.
Who played B.A. Baracus in the movie remake of The A-Team?
The new A-Team? Rampage Jackson, homie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, homie.
Shit! You throw a homie at the end.
Wow.
That's no nerd. Nerds, you didn't
Dude, that's
find
not
a nerd.
nerd.
No. That's a.
How is that a nerd?
That's a ringer. They don't say homie.
I'll defend Chris. I heard the rest of his interview. We did several questions that didn't make it. He's a nerd.
Yeah, nerds love trivia.
He's a nerd
man.
who happens to like MMA, I guess.
Homie.
I'm
No
defending.
homie
I'm
says
defending
nerd.
Chris on this one.
What's the nerd criteria? He's into video games?
He was first in line.
In his case, too.
In terms of what? You yelled nerds?
He was first in line at midnight waiting for a video game release.
Oh,
That's pretty
all right.
nerdy.
Yeah, okay.
Also, not getting laid at least 100 weeks, I think, is part of the criteria, and he seemed to ace that part of the test.
Right.
All right. Gabriel Iglesias is waiting out there, or I think he's coming around. We got some phone calls here. Let me take a couple of phone calls, see how we're hanging over here. Tara?
Yep.
What is it?
It's Tara.
Tara. All right. What's going on?
Nothing. How are you?
Doing well.
So you want me to ask you my question?
Sure.
Okay. So it's about shaming. I just wanted to get your opinion. I know you love shaming people.
I do.
And
I used to work with someone called Tara. Don't call me Tara, goddammit. And
I know.
Every time I'd call her Tara, she'd go, "It's Tara," and I'd go, "Yeah, I don't give a shit."
Yeah,
That was my
I know.
way of
That's
shaming
why-
her.
That's why I usually say it really doesn't matter. You can call me whatever you want.
Right. Hurry up with those fries. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I work in a medical facility.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nurse there that started micromanaging all the other nurses and calling everyone out on like little stupid mistakes.
Nice.
And he was getting everyone in trouble basically for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So then comes another nurse and found other mistakes by this jerk nurse that was calling everyone else out.
Jerk nurse sounds like something I could get behind. Hold on. Send in the jerk nurse. I just need to blow
Okay,
up a
but
little...
should I tell the wet nurse to take a break?
Wet nurse, you...
Oh, no. She needs to stick around. She's going to have a job later.
Yeah, and then we're going to need the cleanup guy, whatever nurse he is. Yeah.
Mop nurse.
Mop nurse. Wet nurse, jerk nurse, and mop nurse. In that order. All right, Tara.
Okay.
Yeah, so jerk nurse. Mm-hmm.
This other nurse found mistakes that the jerk nurse made and called him out in front of everyone, and the jerk nurse got mad.
Mm-hmm.
And my opinion, I thought, to me it's like, you're just starting trouble. Why did you do that? It's like two wrongs don't make it right.
Why did the guy call out the jerk nurse?
Yeah, he shamed him in front of everyone to teach him a lesson. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I just, thought it's like, you're just starting trouble.
Well,
why do that?
Here's the thing. You used to be able to shame people and teach them a lesson, and then that's how the story would end. Now the person either doubles down on their jerk attitude or they show up with an AR-15 the following day and exact their revenge that way. I don't... You know what? I don't hear you don't hear so much anymore. Like, I'm sorry. It's never going to happen again. There's a lot of, well, you're not. Do you know how many fucking times I've said to somebody, you're not doing something right? And they go, you don't do everything right. And it's like, that's
Ooh, is
not
that
the
an effective defense?
It's super effective. Like, okay, we're both retarded. Now let me continue because I'm paying you. Or whatever the deal is. It's a weird thing where people...
That social contract has broken down. Sadly,
completely.
I believe.
Oh, my daughter said to me the other day, 2 days ago, I was telling her to do something or whatever. She goes, I'm not one of your assistants. I don't have to listen to you. And I said, no, you're way lower than one of my assistants.
Can I just suggest this young lady write a book called Jerk Nurse? Just write any book called Jerk Nurse. Jennifer Lawrence options it. It would be the greatest movie of our time.
It's going to sell.
I got that not from obviously a child, but from a roommate I had who I did not like. But he wasn't pulling his weight around the apartment. I was just out of college. He was a guy I didn't know, friend of a friend, and he wasn't cleaning up. He wasn't doing anything. He was just kind of freeloading, paying the same rent, but he was paying cheaper or more. Maybe that'd be something. But anyhow, one day I was like, Jacob, would you mind please just once unloading the dishwasher? I mean, I do it every time. It's getting kind of annoying. He's like, fine. And he walked over, and I didn't move. I was just standing there. I wasn't watching him, but I was just happened to be standing where I was standing. He's doing it, and he's like, I'm not your employee, Brian. I was like,
I don't, what?
If you would have been fired long ago.
I want to fucking find these guys' parents and put them through a fucking wood chipper.
He was
like
very
slowly.
incensed that I asked him to unload the dishwasher once after months of living at the apartment.
You don't own him, Brian.
That
You're
is
the
true.
boss of him.
I
God,
know,
get
and
off his
then
back.
there's this one where they go, yeah, you broke that saucer in 1981, so, like, okay, what the fuck are we talking about, and who teaches your
it's just
kids this? And
deflection.
I don't get it.
But don't you hate the jerk nurse? I mean,
I hate the jerk nurse, yes. And
because the thing is, this person is pointing out everyone's mistakes, not for the sake of improving medical care. It sounds like we'd have to ask Tara Terra. It said just to be a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, look, we hate everybody. Everyone's horrible except for Tiara. Okay?
Tiara.
Thank you. Look, there is this new thing. It is going around. It is out of fucking control. I told you guys that it's happened to me multiple times where I was talking about somebody. It happened to me, I don't know, 2 times in, course of 3 or 4 weeks where I was talking about somebody on my kids' basketball team and they had to go find the parent and then tell them that I made these insensitive remarks. And then that person had to, because they're narcissists.
You?
Yes, me. Can you believe it? Because they're narcissists, they had to internalize these things and think by the way, the problem is everyone's a narcissist, so they think every comment is about them. And they thought I was talking about their kid, but I wasn't talking about their kid. And then they had to come fucking confront me at the YMCA. And then later on, I got into it with my son's teacher, and I was doing this thing on Kevin and Bean, Week in Rage, and she corrected me on some math that I was correct about.
Oh, yeah.
Later on, somebody decided, I just thought you needed to know. Like, she never heard this rant. The kids never heard the rant, but the fucking parent heard it, made sure that it brought it to her, and then she sort of fell apart after hearing it. Which,
She fell apart in front of you?
No, she went through a very tough emotional time because this thing was brought to her attention. So to all the cunts and dicks out there who do the I just thought you should know, why would you say that to somebody who you know would take something very literally and very emotionally? And I'm a fucking comedian, you asswipes. Please let me have a goddamn opinion. And to all the fucking I just thought you should know, fuck yourself. And by the way, whoever hears this, go find that person and play this for them. And tell them, I just thought you should know. Fuckers. Knock it off, everybody. Stop making yourself feel better by making other people feel worse. It's not a fucking seesaw.
What is the tattletale?
I don't get it. I don't say what the fuck is in it for you?
Like, isn't that washed out by the time you're 8 or 9?
Oh, God,
let me explain. Let me explain a good example of I just thought you should know. I walk into work and I see people have like a front left tire that's almost flat or showing so much tread I can see the belt coming through, and I go in and I go, you got to get some new tires on that thing. You're going to get a blowout. That's a fine I thought you should know. But if I'm out in a fucking parking lot and somebody goes, looks like Matt's put on a couple pounds, I don't march in and go, hey, man, put down that turkey leg.
Boom.
I just thought you should know. Like, why? Why? Who are these fucking people? And as far as I go, why do I feel better about making Matt feel worse?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is the hostility directed at you, Adam, or is it directed at the recipient of who they're talking to? Like, what do they think they're doing?
I think they're cheap tricks of shitty conversationalists. I really do. I think, you're a great conversationalist. You can talk about anything as you prove here on a nightly basis. But I think a lot of people who don't have wit or are not interesting use this shit to create the illusion of having a personality.
Yeah, a personality and a life. But, I've had people tell, first off, every complaint I've ever heard from somebody has always been secondhand. It was never my sister saying to me, I was sitting in the car and heard you called my kids Nazis. Was never that. It was never that. It was never Lynette. It was never the teachers. It was never the chick from the YMCA. It's never directly. It's always somebody bringing it to them. And they like to fucking, the story's a little boring if I simply said, look, I don't know why you want to hold me accountable for slavery. My family wasn't in this country when slavery was going on. Just like my nephews are German. You wouldn't hold them accountable for the Holocaust.
I would.
They're closer. One of them I do. Yeah. The middle one. They're closer to it chronologically than I am to slavery, but you still never dream of doing that. Why you take that and twist it and bring it to my sister and say, Adam said your kids were Nazis?
I can see it in your eyes, if that's what you meant.
The point is, you have to supersize it so you have even more story, which makes you even worse person.
That's
and
it's
the Schadenfreude thing. No, but it's not telephone because telephone is just incorrect. This is supersizing.
It is a
you know what I mean? Like
Gladys. It is a-
telephoning is just.
You're right. There's intent.
This is a cash register that always shorts you. Well, I always say that. Look, if you're just a bad cashier, half the time I'm going to be short, and the other half you're going to be short. But I'm short every time. So are you a bad cashier?
This is the Gladys Kravitization of
Yes.
America.
Thank you, from Bewitched.
Exactly.
We
Yes.
just talked about her.
Yes, I just said Gladys.
Did you hear that?
No.
Or you
A couple
just,
days ago,
God.
I just said Gladys looking out of the window. I
Yeah,
didn't say Kravitz.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Then we wondered whether any kids will be named Gladys ever again.
Wow. Yeah.
We can only hope.
Mind blown. All right, so the point is, I don't know why you get something from making other people feel badly about themselves. The I just thought you ought to know is really a very thin piece of rice paper to hide behind, because did you think I was going to attack my nieces or my nephews as Nazis, or did you think I was going to
Allison,
do
before
something
you got here,
in,
did say that she was worried about that.
in the classroom? I mean, did you really? Were you really concerned? Were you what exactly? Let's get to the end game of your fucking concern, Saint. Or did you just want to make the person feel a little bit? It's like this. I'm 5'7.5", but I'd like to feel like I was tall. So could you get on your knees? That doesn't make me any fucking taller. That just means you're on your knees. Seriously, get down there. Do you know what I'm saying? Why do you fucking feel taller by taking a bat and taking everyone down to their fucking knees, you fucking empty, hollow vessels? Why? And when did this become acceptable? And when did these people not become pariahs? Remember when the gossipers
don't shoot
were pariahs?
the messenger. I mean, that's
Fucking shoot them. Jesus Christ.
No, but I'm
Adam
saying
calls your
that-
kids empty vessel Nazis. Just now. Did you hear that? I heard it clearly.
In the nicest possible way,
Yes.
he says it. He says it with a lot of love.
I mean, that's one of the main things that would stop me from ever doing this is the knowledge that usually, even if you're, because there are circumstances where your heart could be in the right place, none of the ones you're mentioning. But like if you're telling someone, hey, your husband is cheating on you or whatever.
There's definitely a version of this that helps the person.
And it usually comes back, though, and they end up angry at the messenger, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in the one that could actually help them, they oftentimes do. And the ones where they can't,
Right.
it never has repercussions.
It goes back to everything you always talk about with childhood, Adam. It's like we've gone in a generation or so from getting hit for anything you did to not even being admonished for anything you do. And that's dangerous, and that's I think what we're seeing.
So here's the bottom line. Does it make you money or does it make you happy? And by the way, if it makes you happy, feel free to kill yourself, because that means you're a horrible person because you feel happy bringing bad news to other people under the bullshit banner of, I just thought you should know.
Yeah, get a job as a journalist.
Thank you.
It's
All right.
kind of like dying doing what you loved. If you
Yeah.
love bringing bad news to people and you kill yourself, it's kind
Right.
of like dying doing what you love.
Many more questions up there, but Gabriel's here.
I am so honored, by the way, to be Mr. Iglesias' opening act. I
That's right.
knew his father, Julio, very well.
He's a delight.
And I'm thrilled.
By the way, the Christmas country music concert special is
CMA Country Christmas. Get it right, Ace.
Thank you. I'm just going along for him here. Airs December 2nd on ABC. You must fit in perfectly over there with all the guys with the Stetson hats.
Irving Berlin wrote White Christmas. When they asked me to do the show, they said, "Are you comfortable writing the CMA Country Christmas?" I'm like, Irving Berlin was very comfortable cashing the checks for White Christmas, and so am I.
David Wild from the old Bar Mitzvah Ranch. I didn't make up that joke. All right. David Wild, everybody. Wild About Music. That's where you find him on Twitter. And thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with Gabriel Iglesias next. Gabriel Iglesias here. Gabriel's one of these guys, if you do stand-up, you should follow him around, see what he's doing right. Played the Gibson Amphitheater last time he was out here in this way, 6,000-plus seats. I got a real good tip from somebody who you gave a very good tip to, Gabriel, which is, and stop me if I'm wrong, but after the shows, I would have to go out and meet everybody, and they said Gabriel would go out and meet everyone after his shows. And you have thousands of people show up at your shows, and the handing the cell phone off to Mike August so he can ask, oh, by the way, I just powered it down. How do I get this thing back on? Times 1,000 people is not going to work. Somebody said, Gabriel Iglesias, has a photographer, shoots them, and puts it on the website, and you can mow through the line.
Absolutely.
And that's what I started doing.
So that's the only way to do it right there, because a lot of times people will have the camera phone, they think they're ready, but most of the time the camera's not ready, and then they want to take multiple shots. They want to do this, they want to do that.
Yes.
If people, if people really want the picture, and the best way to go about doing it is just to have a high quality camera with a photographer that's going to take the picture right, not all goofy or the lights all messed up.
Yes.
So I got my own guy there that does it.
And
what I do also is I take 3 pictures so that people can take, this pose, that pose, this pose. And you know what? Hey, and it's uploaded online by tomorrow morning and it's free.
Adam's going to pretend he didn't hear the 3 poses part.
Yeah, 2.5 I max out at. I like the drunk. There's the drunken chick and dude who just will not accept that they're unattractive. Like they go, they take it themselves, so they have a friend takes it, and they go, let me look at that, let me look at that. No. Take another one. You're not going to look like,
exactly
Rebecca Stamos.
And that's why I have a team of guys that go in there and filter that out and make sure that nobody brings the phone out. The rule is, look, there's going to be 3 pictures taken. It's going to be uploaded. It's free. That's the main thing. It's free. It's online tomorrow morning. And so keep your phones in your pocket.
But how do you do it? I mean, can you do it if you're playing the Civic Center in Akron? How many people does that place hold?
There's certain venues where you can do it, certain venues where it's impossible. If you're doing the Gibson and there's about 5,000 to 6,000 people there, it's impossible to do a meet and greet with that many people. I've tried it. It takes, seriously, 4 to 5 hours because I've gone through it.
Right.
There's your knees, you just physically, by the time that last picture rolls around, you're not smiling anymore. Now you're just standing there. You look like Shaq.
Yeah,
man, let's take a picture.
Right.
It doesn't look cool. You're not, people don't feel you. When they look at that picture, you look like an ass. You know what I mean?
And how about the person that wants to shake your hand and you see, always in slow motion, their hand slide down their thigh and you go, here comes sweaty palm. You see, for me, I spot it and it's like it's slow motion. It's the hand slide. They start to walk up on you, and I just go, oh, and then the hand starts coming out, and I know what I'm getting. I'm getting sweaty palm.
So this is what I do, is that I have a giant freaking Costco-sized tub of hand sanitizer that's put right at the beginning of the line, and we let people know, look, Gabriel wants to be clean and safe for you. Do the same for him.
I do that with condoms.
Just make sure that, right?
That's right. Hey, man.
So by the time
you're taking photos,
by the time that people get to me, any moisture that's happening is Purell, basically. So we make sure that everybody in line knows. Hey, look, he's shaking 1,000 hands. We want to make sure everybody's cool. We want to make sure nobody gets sick.
Christ.
How many people do you have, kind of working the line and making sure this is all happening
smoothly?
smoothly?
All it takes is 2 to 3 people that know what they're doing. If you got a bunch of imbeciles, you could have 20, but nobody's going to get it right. But I got 3 guys that are just amazing.
Yeah, I have.
And so the lines flow really, really nice.
I said, no, but you guys tell me, Brian, be ready. Tell me if I'm a condescending prick or not. I ripped off Gabriel's idea, and after doing 100 of these Bevmos where I'm selling the Mangria, and Gabriel's enjoying his 4th glass, I think.
No. Seriously, you messed up by putting that over there. Oh, my God. I showed up here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. What am I going to do? And then I saw the whole the little Mangria bar over there with the chocolate-covered almonds, by the way, which is a great way to kick this off. I feel bougie right now. Hello, everyone. Hello. This is fantastic.
That's a good pairing.
Yeah.
It's a great pairing. It feels great.
Yeah. So I sell this stuff, and I did the Gabriel Iglesias thing. I said, let's have Mike Altier take a picture and put it up on the website. But we're not smart, and we never have a sign or anything. So every single person has to go, where do I, and then Mike times 250 or 300 people has to go, it's up on, you'll find it on a website. He did about 300 times. So I said to Mike Altier 2 days before we're heading down to the Bevmo in Manhattan Beach, I said, you need to make a sign. We need like a professional sign that says photos available on, put a little logo, put 2 of them.
That's probably the part that I forgot to tell you is that I have thousands and thousands of cards made. And I have one of those 3 guys that goes and hands out all the cards to all these people in line that says, look, to find your photo, go here to fluffyshop.com. It'll be online tomorrow morning.
Kind of left out the most important part now, didn't you?
Yes.
Sorry about that, but
So you tell me if I'm a dick or not.
You're a dick.
Okay. Tell me what you would have done. So I said, so everyone got into the usual, where do we get these things? And I said, Mike, where's our picture that says, our sign that says, go to AdamCarolla.com and get the photos? And he said, yeah, the Kinkos fucked it up.
Oh, no.
And I said, okay. But I have
printers out of ink?
80. I know. I have 80 Sharpies sitting on this table, and we're in a store that has nothing but boxes. So take a piece of a box and go to get the photo and just sort of lean it up against the thing. And he's like, oh, all right. But I thought, why is the Kinko's being on the fritz going to stop us from our appointed rounds?
You did it to yourself because you specifically said, get a professional-looking sign. And he was following orders. I mean, yes, he should have written something that's fairly obvious, but you said professional sign.
I said, let's make a sign.
Okay.
I didn't say.
I'm saying what you just said.
I never started by
saying. One of those little spiral-bound.
Dry erase?
No, those little stencils. Remember those books of stencils?
Yeah, but I didn't say let's let the good people at Kinko's handle this exclusively. I just said we need to make a sign so people stop asking. And
so
anyway,
the bottom line
fault.
is that people are never going to stop asking where to find the photo. They're never going to stop asking because, first of all, they're excited. They're excited
Right.
at the fact that they're meeting you, so their mind automatically is in left field.
Sure.
I've done it a million times where I try to carry a conversation with the person, and they're so excited they don't know how to answer. They're like, So
Right.
you have to hand them a card and tell them,
Get
look,
the card.
You can find the picture here. And then when the people come up to me and I take the picture with them, I said, look, do you guys know where to find the picture? I ask every single person, do you know where to find the picture?
You're very. I mean, you
thoughtful.
You thoughtful. You cater to your fans.
I take
you
the
built
time.
your fan base.
Adam, I actually like people. That's the thing. A lot of people don't like people. I like people, and I want to make sure that people are happy and they have a good experience because I know what it's like to go out and spend an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours waiting in line to meet someone, and you're disappointed when you get to the front when they can't take the time to just look at you in the eyes or shake your hand or feel sincere. You know, it's like the people are the reason why you're in the position that you're in. And if you can't take those 2 seconds to look at them in the eyes, shake their hand and say thank you, the people feel slighted. They feel
Listen,
gypped. They
I
feel
agree.
like, you know what, you didn't give me what I wanted. All it takes is you not looking at them, you looking at the ground, you not shaking their hand the right way. I've seen a lot of guys that shake hand like the sissy handshake. You know, the one where they just grab you with like the 2 fingers and they're like, yeah, I don't shake hands.
Yeah.
Or they just do the fist pump.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, look, I'm not a germaphobe. I have no problem shaking your hand, but you know what? I'm going to shake 1,000 of them. So please, when you're done shaking my hand, use the hand sanitizer because I don't want you guys, you know.
So how did you start out? How'd you build this? I know you're from San Diego area.
I was originally from San Diego, but I grew up in Long Beach. And when I started doing comedy, it was in L.A. It was at a freaking bar in in Montebello in the hood called, at the time it was called Gotham, and then it changed to it was originally called Prime Cut, and then when I got there it changed to Gotham, and then they changed it to Wild Coyote, and then they changed it to Tortillas, which tells me the guy had a problem with the IRS because he kept changing the name of the company every couple of years. But that's where I got started.
And what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was selling cell phones.
I could see that.
I was selling cell phones.
Were you
So,
doing okay selling cell phones?
I was doing beyond okay. As a person at the time. You got to figure it was 1997. I was single. I had no responsibilities. I was making about $6,000 a month by myself. My rent was $300 a month. My car note was $150. My insurance was $50. That's all I had to cover, and the rest was gravy.
So why would you switch into something that didn't pay, at least initially?
It didn't.
When you had a pretty sweet gig.
Because I knew that this is what I loved and this is what I wanted to do. I was very passionate about it. I've been passionate about comedy since I was 10 years old. First time I picked up Eddie Murphy Raw and I saw it, I said, I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do.
And
the money for me was like, okay, yeah, it's a lot of money. And believe me, I was able to do a lot of cool shit with that. I was able to buy a lot of cool things. I had everything I wanted.
Hand sanitizer.
You know, personal stuff. But yeah, and that's before hand sanitizer. You had to buy soap and shit. But I love comedy. And this is something I would have done for free. Because I love going up on stage. I love the feeling from the crowd. I love hanging out. I love everything about it.
By the way, Aloha Fluffy is the name of the CD to our comedy special, available on Amazon, and you know what to do. Go to AdamCarolla.com, and then you click through, you buy Aloha Fluffy, and you bookmark it, and we get a little wind in the sails of our pirate ship, and Gabriel gets a little love as well.
Just a little.
Well, did you love it? I mean, now you walk out in front of 5,000, 6,000 people, and they all go nuts, and they know who you are. But there was a time when you were doing comedy when you were just a fifth comedian to hit the stage that night over at Tortillas over there.
Adam, I love comedy so much that I've been offered a film career. a film career for the last 2 years, and I've pushed it away because I love going to clubs. I love going on the road. I love hanging out. I love everything about comedy. I love mud. No, seriously. Hey,
it was his part.
It was gonna be El Mud.
Yeah.
No. You know what? I've done movies, and movies are cool to say that you did a movie. It's cool to say, oh, I did a movie. But you know what? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of waiting, yes. and waiting, and then you're getting yelled at. Do this again. And you don't know if you're doing it right because there's no feedback because everybody's quiet. You got to wait for basically the movie to come out and sit in the theater and go, okay, the people laughed. Then that lets you know that the movie went over well.
Right. But this is immediate.
I love comedy. My goal in life is to make sure that, you know what? I want people to... Especially comics. I want comics to respect comedy. Not enough comics respect comedy. They think that, oh, it's a stepping stone. It's my plateau.
I mean, stand-up.
Exactly. It's
right.
a plateau to get to a film career, a TV career. You know what? I wanted to be a comic. I love the road.
You know, I love
being there.
My favorite part of that story is when the guys, and I'm making a movie about this, when they get divorced, when the development deals and the sitcom deals and the holding deals have all dried up, and they're forced to go back on the road, and they haven't done stand-up in 17 years, and then they're doing the local morning radio show and ass crack and back sack.
So tell me, why are you getting back in the front of the microphone?
I miss the crowd. I love the energy of the crowd. I love it's electric in the room. And it's like, really? You haven't done it for 17 years?
No, they need to pay the rent. That's what it is.
You got divorced. And your kid transferred from the junior college into the state school, and then you got to pay some tuition or whatever. But don't tell me you miss it and you love it. You wouldn't have taken almost 2 decades off of something. What do you take off of that you miss and love for 2? Listen, I like Mangria. I don't take a night off, much less 2 decades. I love when they go, I got away from my roots or I got away. No.
No, and you're hearing this from a guy who's in a position who can do something else.
Well,
I'm
it's
very
true,
fortunate.
But at your level, selling out an amphitheater, there's plenty of money on that table.
There's a lot of money on the table, and the offers that I've been given are incredible. And speaking from my agent side and management side, they're like, you know what? Why don't you take it? And it's just like, look.
Well, there's a lot of money on the table at the amphitheater too. Is what I'm saying.
There is, but I'm being offered Staples Center. I'm being offered, Honda Center. I'm being offered the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, and I just feel that, you know what? I want to make sure that I don't rush into this. I love the fact that I'm taking my time with it. I love the fact that, you know what? As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, it's gonna be there.
Well, let me ask you.
A lot of guys just want to take the money right away.
That's me. What about material? If you're coming to, okay, you're going to Akron, Ohio, and Hershey, Pennsylvania, place like that. When's the last time you played Ohio or Akron? And how much new material do they get? And how do you base that? Like, what do you do if you're coming back to L.A., if you're coming back to Ohio, wherever you are? Do you think I was here a year ago, I should give them X% new material, or how does that work?
The cool part is that the last time I was in any of these areas, including Los Angeles, was before I taped the special Aloha Fluffy. I retired all that material. As soon as I recorded it, put it on TV, it's gone. I don't repeat none of that material. So people that come out to see the shows, they don't see what they saw on TV. They see a brand new show. And right now what I'm doing is a completely brand new hour and a half. I'm not doing an hour. I'm doing an hour and a half of new material. And this hour and a half that I'm working on right now, I'm scheduled to put it on film in February of next year. So it is a brand new show. And
so
the
it's
material,
brand new.
and the material that I'm doing is very much, it's not local. At this point, I'm touring everywhere. When I mean everywhere, I'm not just the U.S. It's nationwide. Nationwide. I'm buzzed. That's Mangria talking.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I've gone to Saudi Arabia. I've gone to freaking Australia. I've gone all over Europe. The material crosses over everywhere. So I make sure that the material is broad. Everybody gets it. It's not nothing that's local. It's not nothing that no one's not going to understand. I'm not doing King Taco jokes in Akron, Ohio. I'm doing jokes about family. I'm doing jokes about relationships. I'm doing jokes about...
that King Taco every time I'm on the 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Are you single?
If you want... no, I'm not single. I have a girlfriend. But guess what?
I like when guys are pissed off about it.
No, I'm not pissed off about it because my girlfriend's amazing, and whatever I ask her to do, she does.
Ooh.
Which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, he'd be.
No, and I know you. I see you're smiling. You're like, whoa, look at him.
What do you mean? Whatever you ask her to do.
Whatever I ask her to do, she does, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just think backdoor.
I don't know what that means.
And I'm not a big fan of the back door. You know what? It's cool. It's cool to say you do it, but you know what? There's problems you can come from that.
I agree.
I enjoy personally. I like it when there's no friction.
No friction.
No friction. I like good lubrication. I like a flow. I want to make sure that when I'm done, it's not all red. It's not all chewed up. It doesn't look like jerky. I'd like to know that I can do this again in about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yes, which does not come from Enzyte. It comes from the Rhino Pill. The Rhino Pill that you can find at any adult store or 7-Eleven. It costs a little bit more, but I'll tell you right now, if you don't mind headaches, Rhino Pill is going to be okay. Enzyte won't give you headaches. I'll tell you right now, Enzyte is amazing because it does not give you headaches. It does give you an erection. It lasts right around 2 days. The Rhino Pill lasts 3 to 4 days. You got to deal with headache and a little acid reflux, but guess what? When you're done, she will never forget your birthday. She will never forget an anniversary. She will be the first one to call you and say, "Are you okay? Is everything good?"
So you're like, yeah.
You're not gonna get that from Enzyte. Enzyte, you're gonna get like, "Oh, that was nice. That was really good. That was fun." Rhino, you're gonna be like, "You know what? Can I rub your back? Can I rub your feet?
They're not
Do you
a
want
sponsor.
me to cut your nails?"
All right.
We have a spot for Pepsi coming up later. You want to just talk about Coke now?
Diet Pepsi's good.
Oh yeah,
Diet Pepsi's good. Diet Pepsi's amazing.
What's in your rider?
My rider is very simple. My rider is I just want water.
Water?
That's it?
I'm not a fucking diva.
Yeah,
I just need water.
But what about other people in your posse? You know, they want a couple of.
You know what? If
beers
they
or
want
something.
more than what I want, then I don't need them on the tour with me because I expect the minimal. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that asshole where people say, "Fluffy came here. He wanted everything. He wanted beer. He wanted blue M&Ms. He wanted peanuts. He wanted salted this and this and that." No, I don't need the freaking fancy stuff. Look, I need the basic stuff so I can go up on stage, do my thing, make sure the people are happy.
Water?
Do they usually have it for you?
That's it.
You know what? They give me more than that because all I ask for is water. I ask for water, and they give me Gatorades, they give me sodas, they give me this and that.
Do they give you coffee?
No coffee.
I fuck that. They fuck that up with me every goddamn time. All right, should we do a little bit of news, Gabriel? Hang out crack-wise and have some fun with Allison Rosen in the news?
I have Enzyte in my drawer, by the way.
The news with Allison Rosen.
She'll read some news from her iPad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's Allison. And when it's time to wrap it up, she'll sign it off with zip it cunt. It's Allison.
Spike Lee is being sued by the couple whose address he accidentally tweeted when he thought he was tweeting George Zimmerman's address. So,
well, he intentionally tweeted it, but he screwed
accidentally
it up, right?
tweeted the wrong address.
Right.
Right. He intentionally tweeted what he thought was George Zimmerman's address. It turned out to be Elaine and David McLean, who are an elderly couple who have no ties at all to Zimmerman.
Jury's still out.
So anyway,
yes.
he settled with them for $10,000 shortly after he pulled down the tweet.
$10,000?
Yeah. Seems not very much, right?
Feels like very 1982, doesn't it?
I would have asked for his Knicks tickets.
Well, now they're asking for another $15,000, which again seems small considering in damages, attorney fees, and court costs. They say that they are continuing to receive death threats and hate mail due to continued retweets of Lee's original tweet. Their address, along with the tweet, is still posted on many websites. Even though he took it down, stuff stays forever on the internet. So again, $25,000. He can afford a lot more to make this go away. So I say cough it up.
Said it once, say it again. I don't think Spike Lee gets his fair share of shit for a lot of the stuff he does.
No, he's a bad person.
I think he's a bad person, too, and I think he's a racist. And I think you're allowed to be racist no matter what race you are. And I think
it goes both ways, bro.
It goes that way with many races and throughout time, I agree. The idea that this guy, he knew that Zimmerman, if not bounties, at least there were people out there would want to take some physical action against his person, and that you would tweet his address out is sort of you putting him in harm's way.
It's pretty cold-blooded to do that. To put his address out there is wrong, no matter what your opinion is.
What if somebody threw a Molotov cocktail through the guy's window or
just
whatever
caused
it is?
a murder.
Right. So how come there's no two-way street really with this racism? It's basically Whitey invented it, and we're going to take it to the grave. Spike Lee says a lot of stupid shit, does a lot of stupid shit, and just kind of skates with it. Like, this should have been, whatever Jimmy did should not be on the fucking front page of all the news. This should be a much bigger story than what Jimmy did, but we're all talking about what Jimmy did.
If Spielberg posted freaking OJ's address, that would have been, oh, yeah, look what he did.
Well, Spike Lee appeared on Oprah's Next Chapter and said his actions were stupid. He said, there's nothing I can say that can defend that. It was stupid.
Good. I like that. I like it when they own up to it, pardon the pun.
Yeah,
but
you should have told me that before.
Getting sued for 10 grand. I mean, this is a first off, hey, you're a rich guy.
How did Gloria Allred not get to these people?
I don't know.
That's what she does.
I don't know, but like, first off,
Gloria, drop the ball.
You're rich. Secondly, you essentially were putting a hit on us. And then thirdly, this stuff never leaves the internet. There's no telling when some drunken guy from the Crips or the Bloods might want to come on by with something
Take
rusty.
that dude out. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's 10 grand just feels like nothing in
15
today's.
now, yeah. Settled for 10,
now.
and now they're asking for 15.
I'm
honestly so surprised. Doesn't it seem like it should be like to make something go away?
What do you think Spike's reaction?
That's his pool guy's bill.
When his lawyer came to him, was like, "Are you being sued by that couple?" I fucking knew it.
Well, here's how it went. They want 10. Ooh, 10 million. Can we get them down to 2.5?
I guess
No.
I gotta do the right thing too now. I don't want to do that. But...
Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, and also just if it'd gone to court, they probably would have had at least enough to make it miserable for a couple of years.
There would be punitive damages.
Well,
Brian,
anyway.
your Spike Lee sounds remarkably feminine and soft. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
You're right. Probably is a lot more, adamant.
Well, have you seen the size? He doesn't sound that tough. He doesn't sound like, yeah, that's right. This is Spike Lee and shit. Yeah, I'm going to make this next movie. Yeah. This motherfucker's going down. Yeah. Zimmerman's address. No, he doesn't sound like that, man. He sounds very
like how Brian does him.
He's more
sound like that.
He's more like me.
No, he sounds smaller than you, bro.
Oh my God.
No, believe me. You give him credit.
Okay.
Thank you.
I sat next to him on an airplane, and I did one of those. It was just from first class. We were sitting right next to each other, and I did like one of those. It's like a few beats of silence, and I did the. So, what are you working on, Spike? He's like, 5th anniversary of Katrina. Oh, well, there you go. Sorry. I mean, I didn't.
How fun.
I'm all for it. I didn't. Good luck to them. Are the folks still on the roof, or they get them off there? Good for them. Good. I'm going to get a drink. You want something? It's like, what's all this? I was just hoping he was going to say some movie or something, but I was like, oh.
Anything else? That's a little more uplifting.
A little more uplifting.
Inside Man 2? Even
yes,
more inside?
Something. All right, what else
Do you
we
think
got?
anyone's
more
like,
of the right
Spike,
thing?
Kimmel.
I just think you should know what Adam is saying about you.
Yes, that would be nice.
Okay, so we talked about the flap with Jimmy Kimmel. It feels like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Where there was this question of what do we do about, all the debt that we owe China, and then a little kid ad-libbed and said we should kill them, and there was an uproar over it at the time, but it has not gone away. And now ABC has offered 2 apologies. Kimmel has apologized, but China still wants a more sincere apology. The foreign ministry spokesman of China told reporters ABC should face up to its mistakes and respond with a sincere attitude to the reasonable demands by Chinese people in America and prevent a similar incident from occurring again. So there have been sizable protests around the country and outside ABC headquarters in Burbank. Over the weekend, over 1,000 people picketed, and we're looking at some posters right now. They're making Kimmel look like Hitler.
I was at you arrived.
You do know. Yeah. That was my answer to Jimmy when he told me what they were asking for child support when he's getting divorced. I said, well, you've arrived. Back in the day, they would have never asked for that. I went to the theater. I went to Jimmy's theater on Sunday to watch football. Jimmy wasn't there, but Cousin Sal was there, and some of the other guys were there, which went there to watch football. And when I walked up the back stairs, I saw a bunch of people's backs, like standing, looked like they're holding something. But I just thought they were just sort of Hollywood tourists, something jack-offs.
Yeah.
This thing again, I've had this happen a million times in my life, and I get no traction. Which is, do you think Jimmy Kimmel does not like Chinese people? Like, is that what we're saying?
Right.
Or does he have a rich history with hurting Chinese people or any Asian people. Like, what are we talking about here? And if not, then we got to move on.
That's what I'm wondering as well. The people who are holding up these signs, do they have a clear understanding of what happened, or is it being spun to them?
I don't know. The way this stuff works is, first off, there's no script. So some 6-year-old just sort of makes a funny improvisational kill 'em all thing, which is somebody, and then what happens is because people don't have any hate or malice in their heart, they laugh. This is the words of a 6-year-old, and they don't take it like
serious.
They don't take it seriously because they're doing comedy.
Right.
And they didn't write it. It wasn't vetted because nobody went like, hey, check this script or put it with standards and practice.
It's a kid.
No, it's a kid. So everyone laughs, and then they go, oh, this is funny. And then they also go, well, why shouldn't we show it? We have no problem with these people. Obviously, this is a joke. No one wants anybody dead. And then they show it, and then you have to pretend like, I'm sorry. When you say you're sorry, you almost make it worse because you almost give it validity that it doesn't deserve.
You know what, though, Adam? What we don't see is that maybe somebody took that clip, put it on YouTube, and added their own spin to it and said, look what the Americans are saying about the Chinese people.
Yeah.
They are saying that we must die. We must die. Look at this a late-night TV show with the Jimmy Kimmel. You know Jimmy Kimmel? It's Jimmy Kimmel. And then they show the clip of the kid saying, they must die. And then they're like, oh, shit. They're saying
sure
that we should
of
die.
it, but, again...
It all depends on
people are protesting
it all
over here,
depends on
though.
how it's spun. You know,
Why?
we
I
see
know,
things
but
a certain
what
way.
do we want out of
the rest of the world?
Jimmy?
Sees things a different way.
Somebody sent me it was a HuffPo article of like 15 celebrities that hate gay people the most. Of course, I made the cut every year with a nice fist bump.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and at least 5 of the celebrities were comedians, and it's like. And the stuff that they were being held accountable for, or having their feet held to the fire for, were things they said on stage.
Yeah.
It's like, when did comedians become statesmen and politicians? I've said this a million times.
We shouldn't be that. You know, whatever you say on stage is whatever you say on stage.
And this isn't even Jimmy saying it on stage. This is a 6-year-old saying it, and it's just not being vetted. And the reason it wasn't vetted... And I know it works that way.
Well,
it's like, he's the general, so it starts at the top.
So at issue among many of the protesters is the way that Kimmel responded to his statement in the skit. Kimmel said, kill everyone in China. Okay, that's an interesting idea.
Right, but he didn't. He said it in a way like you talked when someone said something crazy. Like if my
oh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, he said it like if my son said I'm going to take this trash can to the moon, I'd go, that's an interesting idea.
Very
Of course,
sarcastically,
yeah.
but again, over there they don't understand the level of sarcasm that we bring as Americans.
You should go over there and teach them.
Well, so anyway,
coming to
here
town.
were the apologies.
Hey, all you non-fluffy people.
Adam, you don't even understand, man. Yes, I have plans on going to China.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
All right. So, look, he didn't say it.
This is
number
hysterical.
one.
He didn't say it. He didn't mean it that way.
So ABC apologized twice, and then Kimmel...
Which they don't mean at all because they never said anything. But anyway.
Right. And then Kimmel said...
Spike Lee should tweet out the address of the kid.
Oh, my God.
That would be an awesome thing for him to do,
That'd
wouldn't
be
it?
so wrong.
Wouldn't it be awesome if he just did that?
Sweet.
So then Kimmel said on air, I do want to apologize to all of you if I upset you. We should not have put that on the air. But then when he was talking to Chinese journalists, he said, well, in America, we have freedom of the press. If they want to waste their money suing me, I'd recommend they don't do that, but that's their choice.
All right.
So he was a little less contrite
What
there.
everyone needs to do is just fucking step up and go, shut the fuck up. I had this happen with me, too.
You been sued?
Oh, but I've had...
Sorry.
I've had it happen where a guest on my show, or the guy was Dave Damashek doing the sports, made a ching chong joke. He did some ching chong thing, and they all came after me. And at a certain point, I had to say, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. And it was like, yeah, but we don't care about him. They don't know
your name's
him.
on the show.
Yeah, your name's on the show, but more importantly, we don't know this name. Like, we don't know the kid's name. We do know Jimmy's name.
It was somebody that was on your show.
And
exactly.
And it's like, I understand what you're attempting to do, but can we distill things down to what they are? Meaning this. I've said it a million times. If somebody put a dent, if Matt the Porcelain Punisher Fondelier over there put a dent in my car and I walked out and I went, what's the meaning of this? And he went, boss, I know you had a bunch of phoners and the car was a mess and I was going to take it out to the car wash and get it detailed for you, and a guy backed into me on the way to the car wash, I'd go, no problem. Because you were trying to do something and it didn't work out. I got a dent in my car, but your heart wasn't filled with malice. If he went, I just had a couple shots of Mangria and I was doing some donuts in the Costco parking lot and I got a little loose and hit a parked car, I'd go, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? Each way you have a dent in your car. One way is what was in their heart.
And the other one was your amazing beverage.
Yeah, the one is this. Jimmy's a comedian. Jimmy has no malice toward Chinese people, and that's the point. There's nothing there. I don't get it. That's the why do we constantly try to make these people in this? And let me say this. I have a lot to say about this. When are we as a society going to start attacking the attackers for taking these little innocuous jokes made by children or whatever the off-the-cuff statement is, and then comparing the person to Hitler, who was a mass murderer? This guy killed millions of people.
That's always the guy that everybody goes to.
Lives. Right. But when are the people, I mean, my grandfather's entire family was taken out by the fucking Holocaust. Step-grandpa, so I'm not that interested. But the point is it could have been blood. It could have been blood. And the point is this. When are people going to fucking step up and go, how dare you compare this joke and this late night show host to this mass murderer who marched people off and created genocide and exterminated people? That's an insult to everyone who survived the Holocaust. And it should be... The vitriol and the ire should be aimed toward those who take Hitler, whatever your color is, and march him out so freely over just some words that were said. Thank you. The more you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Adam, really quick, is there somewhere you'd like to come and hang out for a day where we could do a meet and greet the right way and get people to just...
I'm just going to wait in the line next time you do a concert. I'm going to get my card. I'm going to get my hand sanitizer.
There's a very efficient way of doing everything, and I just think that if you were to come out and hang out and see the way that I do it, you'd probably take a different.
Well, I got like I said, I think I was playing like a Houston Improv or something. There was a Houston.
Houston's what, 400 to 500 seats.
Well, back in the day, where it was at the world's biggest bar was next door to it. In a big mall.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
A big, scary mall.
Yes.
And literally the world's largest bar, which means the world's most drunk people.
The most drunk people
in the parking
next
lot.
door in the parking lot.
And the place was done up like a rainforest or something.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was doing the whole line thing at the end, and they said, Gabriel does this. And I thought, that is one smart Mexican.
And it's not even a matter of being smart. I have a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience that's been built up over the years.
Yeah, but you got the photographer. That's the smart
you know what?
part.
You know what though, Adam? At that time, I didn't have a photographer. I let people.
They had a
take their
premonition.
pictures.
What are you, by the way? What's your nationality?
I'm Mexican.
Oh, there you go.
My background's Mexican, and I was born in Chula Vista, California, San Diego, basically.
Yeah,
and I grew
I
up
know
in
it
Long
well.
Beach.
Yeah. All right, where were we? Let's do another story.
All right. So a high school football player passed.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
What if Spike Lee tweeted out that kid's home address from Kimmel Show? Would that be the greatest moment?
Of whose life? The kid?
I don't
or
know.
Spike?
Our lives?
That would get so much controversy because he did that.
Okay, I have to say, because there's a boy who cried wolf kind of thing. If this is a prank by Kimmel, this is his greatest moment. If
this can't be.
It could. Of course it could be. Why can't it be?
No, you want to know why?
If the address was legit, then he can't consider that a prank.
No, this part.
No.
You got to go back.
Protesting.
Go back one glass of Mangria.
Sorry about it.
All right.
If he contacted
By the way,
agency,
but I just want to make this clear.
Oh, my God.
Number 9 of
my God.
A cup of Mangria. Adam Carolla, you're an amazing man. You're an amazing man, and I have no reason to lie to you at this point. Look, I'm not bullshitting you. This is you set up. First of all, a lot of people don't know this. Look, let me tell you something about your podcast. All right. When artists show up here, they get here. A person tells you that there's a certain call time. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's 5 o'clock. Okay. Be at the Adam Carolla show by 5 o'clock. All right, you show up at 5 o'clock when you get here. Adam Carolla is still on the air. He's doing his thing. He's doing his interview, his podcast with someone else. And they tell you, look, Adam is going to be in this podcast for at least another 25 to 35 minutes.
Is that Dawson?
Hang out right here in this beautiful area next to the cars and the sofas and help yourself to anything you like. And when they say help yourself to anything you like, they point automatically at that freaking Mangria bar and they point at all the other alcohol and the freaking cookies and all the Cheez-Its and all the other shit you have right there. And they say, help yourself. And so I walk in here, right? 30 days carb free like a motherfucker. And I show up here and they say, help yourself to anything you want. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? That's like telling a drug addict, you know what? Hey, you know what? I know you've been drug free for 30 days, but guess what? Here's some free heroin if you want it. So I help myself to the Cheez-Its, the cookies, and the freaking chocolate
30 days carb free.
30 days carb free, fucker.
He was.
And then I have myself my first cup of Mangria, which I said, you know what? This is good. It could use ice. And then I look over and I go, look, a fridge. So I go in that fridge and I pull out a bunch of ice and I put it in this cup. And my buddy John over there helps me out. He goes, dude, ice and Mangria is amazing. And then I combine the two because you have two flavors.
Yes.
Adam, you have two flavors.
Yeah.
So I combined the orange and the second one, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. So I have 2, and then I have 3. You're still on the fucking air. I have 4, and then I have 5. And then the guy comes out and he goes, you know what? My son is a big fan. I go, that's fantastic. Have you tried the Mangria? And then I have 6 and 7, and then we start the show, and then I get to 8. And now, right now, I'm on number 10. This is number 10 right here, Adam. If you want to ask me a question... That's how drunk I am. I forgot my count. I'm really drunk on the radio right now. If you have a question, now is the time to ask it because you're not ever going to get a more honest answer. And yes, okay, Adam, freaking Jimmy Kimmel could give the address to the kid. But at this point, I don't give a shit about that kid or Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay. How much weight have you lost since you've been carb free?
107 pounds.
107?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You look less fluffy.
Yeah.
Now
I'm diabetic, which is why this alcohol has hit me so much
If
faster.
you go down to, let's say, your fighting weight, and I don't know what that weight is.
Let's take it down to 190 pounds.
190 pounds. Do you think it'll affect your comedy at all?
Absolutely not.
I like that. Look at me straight in the eye.
Sobered up
Absolutely
quick.
not. You know why? Because my new show is about me losing weight and what I'm doing to try to keep myself alive. And a lot of people can relate to that. You know what?
What were you at your max?
445 pounds.
And how tall are you?
5'9".
Wow. So that's big at the max.
Damn. Yeah. That's really big.
It's a lot of chance.
That's a lot of everything.
And how have you done it? You've lost over 100 pounds simply by not coming here.
I stopped freaking drinking alcohol. I stopped eating cookies and candy and freaking chocolate-covered almonds. I stopped eating carbs. I started. I work out. I work out every single day. I walk 3 miles minimum per day, and then I lift weights. I did yoga for a while. And,
I'd like to see that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you got someone driving tonight, though, right?
Oh, of course.
You may have to ride in the back seat. Even being in that kind of proximity to the steering wheel, I feel like's a ticket at this point for you. Like I think an officer could make a good argument that yes, you're not operating the vehicle, but you should be in the trunk.
Secondhand blood alcohol
You know the
level.
cool part, Adam, is that in L.A. I'll get recognized by the cops because I do so many cop shows, and they'll say, "Oh, that's Fluffy. Just go right ahead."
I just did a cop show. My last words were, "If anyone sees me and pulls me over, please, let's go with a fucking warning, shall we?" All right, what were we talking about? But I do like your honesty.
You know what, first of all, Adam, the first time I was here, I was like, you know what? I don't think that show went over very well. I was like, I didn't think Adam liked me. Maybe I did something wrong.
No.
So the fact that you invited me to come back, I really appreciate that.
That was Mike August, but no, I love you. And I've always been a fan of your stand-up, and now that you're a fan of Mangria, and hell, maybe you can be an ambassador. I think this would go over well in the Hispanic community.
Here's the problem, Adam. Is you just said a Hispanic community. You should be concerned more about the world, because I've passed the Hispanic community as far as the level of outreach.
Yeah, screw them.
No, not screw them.
Right.
Just embrace the rest of the nation.
I look at you as the ambassador for all the world.
Adam. That's how you should look at me.
What Michael Jackson thought about the children's?
Don't ask about the children's.
You'll be that with all the alcoholics of the world. I'm just saying.
Just having big sleepovers with them.
We need a face of Mangria.
Ooh, Jesus juice.
Yes, that's my point.
Don't say Jesus juice, because automatically when you think Jesus juice, you think of people dying and committing crimes and just doing things they're not supposed to do.
All right.
The bottom line is you have a person right now who's on your show who has enjoyed your beverage that you provided, and I have no reason to lie to you. And I'm telling you right now that if you want to reach to the rest of the world, not just the U.S. or the Mexicans, I'm the person you should talk to.
We will talk. Not tonight.
When you're at a Bevmo and you're pissed off because you're signing cardboard boxes, you're going to think of me.
I shall.
You're going to say, you know what? Gabe had it right. Gabe just knew exactly what to do.
I call you Gabriel.
I should listen to Gabe.
Cover up your ears for just 1 second. Whenever someone says I have no reason to lie to you, I always go, I feel like they're lying.
Not Gabe.
I know you're not.
10 of those.
10 of those.
10 of those.
I know you're
Adam
not.
started his show late. And you know what? I appreciate the fact that we have no censorship and I can enjoy this. Most radio stations wouldn't give me alcohol because they know what would happen. But Adam, you're a brave man. You're a brave man. You say, I don't give a shit. Give the Mexican whatever he wants. And I'm drinking this. Your Mangria is amazing.
I did not say Mexican. I said beaner, but I backed it up and I said Mexican.
I didn't back up your dick pill, but you know what? I back up your alcohol. Your alcohol is phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Well, I got something to back up. Borrow.com. You need cash. You need it fast. So where do you go? The bank? Nah. You max out that credit card? I got
Adam,
smart,
seriously?
Fast way. Seriously.
You're going to go from me to an actual commercial?
I am. I am.
She's trying.
Adam,
no, these guys.
Adam, put the paper down and just talk to me, bro. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to back up the product, the people that are paying your bills. Talk to a person. Talk to somebody who's being real with you.
Okay.
I don't have a reason to be here in the world.
All right, let's put you
Absolutely
this way.
no reason in the world to be here right now, other than the fact that I'm a fan of yours. I appreciate what you do, and I enjoy the fact that after the first time I was here and I didn't think you liked me, you had me come back for a second time, and I appreciate that.
I'm sorry I gave you that
Wholeheartedly.
impression, Gabe. I'm a big
enjoying
fan.
some chocolate almonds and some Mangria, which is, by the way, some of the greatest sangria / Mangria because Adam made it in the world. I don't like sangria. I don't. I really don't. And the fact that there was a bar out there and I was able to tap this thing and magic came out of it, I says, I need some more of that.
Imagine if you did like it.
So, no, here's the thing, bro. My alcohol of choice is Patron Silver Chilled. They don't pay me to tell you that. I love tequila. I love Patron.
I think you just like saying tequila and Patron in that accent.
No, you know what? Why? Because I'm Mexican, bro. Automatically, you got to take it
No,
there.
because you're saying it in a special, fancy
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Because I said it like this.
Authentically.
Yes, I love the tequila and the Patron Silva. They makes my Latino throat feel so wonderful.
Say Budweiser in a real Mexican way.
Budweiser, bro.
Oh, no.
Don't be
Come
a dick,
on.
dude.
It's
Come
too
on,
late.
man. I like you so much, man. Don't
I
even
like
take
you.
it there, bro.
I'm not taking it there. All right, here's where I'm going to take it.
Bottom line is, I want you guys to know right now that Gabriel Iglesias endorses Adam Carolla's Mangria, which is an amazing beverage. If you guys have the chance to check it out, try it. It is phenomenal. It'll make you say shit on the radio you're not supposed to say, like motherfucker, because I don't do that on freaking FM radio. I will do that on satellite radio though. This is
all right. We'll pick
nice.
this up on
Adam,
the way out.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I like you, bro.
I
a
like
lot.
you too, and I love you. All right, let's bring it home, Allison Rosen.
That's the news. I'm Allison Rosen. Zip it, cunts.
That was the news with Allison Rosen.
David Wild, the guy who's fluffy, who you met out in the hall. You can go ahead and check his CMA Country Music Awards, or just CMA Country Music.
He was really nice.
He is a sweet man. Airs December 2nd on ABC. Wild About Music is where you go. Gabriel Iglesias, Aloha Fluffy, 2-hour comedy special, available on Amazon, and then a bunch of live tour dates. Go to the website, fluffyguy.com. Find out when he's coming to a town near you. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Gabriel Iglesias. David
Adam,
Wild,
thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Allison Rosen and Bald Brian saying mahalo. I'm going to take a swing at that cop's horse. Hey, kiddies, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and catch any podcasts you might have missed at youtube.com/Adam Carolla. That's youtube.com/me.